All right, we're starting a new unit today. So, in this unit, we are revisiting distributive property. Now, I know we talked about it at the start of the school year, and I think it was pretty tricky back then. But you're going to find that this stuff is pretty easy now that you got a pretty good handle over numbers. And I hope it sticks in your brain after we get out of this unit. So, we're going to review some stuff. We're going to talk about what actually happens with distributive property, and then you're going to do some practice. Sound good? Let's do it. So, we're going to start by doing these 4 problems at the top. I want you to remember the following rules. So, 2 positives multiply and give you a positive. Positive and a negative multiply, they give you a negative. And when 2 negatives multiply, they give you a positive. So, when the signs are opposite, it turns out negative. That means when I multiply 2 positives here, I get 2 times 3 is just 6. Negative 2 times 3 is going to be negative 6. 2 times negative 3 is also negative 6. And when I have the 2 negatives, it turns back into a positive 6. Okay? Hope that's not too surprising. Now, just like in 3x, the number next to the parentheses is multiplying. That means this 3 down here, this 3 right there, is also multiplying. Okay? Now, when that happens, everything inside the parentheses also gets multiplied. No matter what. So, since this 3 is multiplying, and everything inside gets multiplied, when I distribute, I just multiply everything by 3. It's that simple. So, 3 times 2 is going to give me 6x. 3 times 1 is going to give me 3. 3 times negative 9, remember this is a negative because there's a minus, gives me negative 27. And lastly, 17 times 3 is going to give me, let's see, that'll be positive 51x. And then, you know what? We can combine this. So, I have 6x's here. I have 51x's there. That's 57x's total. I have 3 minus 27. That's going to give me negative 24. Giving me my final answer, negative 24 plus 57x. Alright, there is something you need to keep in mind though. The number in front can be negative or an x. Just keep that in mind, these can pop up. So this here is a negative 2. When this multiplies in, every sign inside is going to flip. So when I do negative 2 times 2, I get negative 4x. When I get negative 2 times negative 1, that gives me plus 2. And negative 2 times positive 7 is going to give me negative 14. And then, when I combine, can't do anything with a 4x, so I end up with negative 12 minus 4x. Now that we're out of the last unit, I'm going to spend less time talking about specifically what it means to combine. I hope you've kind of picked it up at this point. I'm just going to work straight down to the last line and just sort of combine everything in my head. I want to encourage you to do the same. Okay, lastly, I can also multiply in my x. When I do that, I'm just giving the x to all my numbers. So, when I multiply in 8x, 8 times 3 is going to be 24. I get 24x. When I multiply then into 8 times the 1, I get plus 8x. Times the 2 gives me negative 16x. Then when I combine, I get 32x minus 16x. My answer is 16x. Now, I do know that you can do the parentheses first. That's fine. Either option works. It's just in these sets of notes, I really want to emphasize doing distributive property. Now, I have 3 practice problems below. I really want you to do them. Remember, when I have nothing in front of my x, there's a 1. And in this last example, I'm multiplying in a negative x. So I'm flipping the signs and giving my x to everything. So, let me know if you have any questions, And when you're done, go ahead and do the quick check. Thank you very much.